Hello everyone, this is Jessica at the Flagler County Public Library. I am the Youth Services Librarian. Thank you for joining me today for Crafty Fridays. Today we are going to answer the question, what's a zine? Zine, pronounced like magazine, are DIY self-published magazines. They can be made by anyone about anything. There are no rules in making zines. You make it whatever you want to be, however you want it to be. We'll start with the history of zines today. The first modern zines can be traced back to the 1930s with sci-fi fans. They were called fan magazines, which got shortened to fanzines into zines. Then following that time period up until the late 60s into the 70s, the punk rock movement, coupled with the cultural principles of DIY and the accessibility of photocopiers, put zines on the map in that time. Zines grew in popularity due to the cheap levels of distribution. It was like 6 cents to make a photocopy, so people would create the zines and then photocopy them to distribute them to people for free in the punk rock scene. Zines through the 70s into the 90s continued to be a part of that punk rock subculture. In the 1990s, the Riot Grrrl music scene flourished with zines about the genre and the movement itself. The Riot Grrrl music scene, if you're not familiar with it, is very political and very anti-establishment. The advent of the internet has then in turn made e-zine publication possible and accessible to all, and there are now many diverse zines on a multitude of subjects and topics. Zines today, as I said, are both digital and physical. Zines can also be considered historical documents of cultures past, especially for, as I said, like the punk rock movements and the Riot Grrrl scene. And fun fact, the Jacksonville Public Library is one of the first libraries in the Southeast that has a collection of zines available to the public that is in circulation. They are basically curators of this archive of zines. So now you ask, how can I make my own zine? Well, first you want to start with your content. The topics can be anything. It could be about something or someone you love, like a sci-fi show like the Sci-Fi Fans. It could be about cooking. You could do a recipe book. You could make comics and art, poetry. It could be about yourself. It could be like a diary. And it could look any way you want it to be. It can be as simple or as complex. It could be paper stapled and folded together, or it could be a digital magazine. So this is how you make your own zine with paper. You fold it in half, and then into fourths, into eighths. And then once you have the eighths, you are going to open that back up again and cut halfway through. And then you have that slit. You turn it up and you pinch it together and you get a little booklet. And as you can see here, I made my own zine about plants. I definitely am the kind of person that needs reminders on my phone constantly on how to water it. But then here you can see that it can be whatever is personal to you, or maybe not personal. Maybe it can be how you learn about things or how you can educate others about different things. Zines can also be very informational in that way, if not just for fun, like with comics or your own art pieces with poetry or writings or drawings. It's whatever you want it to be, and I think that's what is really cool about zines. So please let me know your thoughts on zines. Do you have any favorites, or do you have any questions about them? Please let us know if you make one. We would love to see them.